Yeah, let's go. One episode. Feel the flow. Hook me fast. Why let it go? Will I continue? Yeah, or no. Hit play. Let's go. Bounce, let's go. One episode. Feel the flow. Hook me fast. Why let it go? Will I continue? Yeah, or no. Hit play. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's HMG. Back to Will I Continue? It's been a long time. Oh, man, for those who have listened to the podcast, it's been a while. Almost 2 years since I've recorded an episode. It's been a while, but and I'm also a little bit rusty. But I'm excited to be here again and start Will I Continue back up? I missed it. I miss doing it, right? It's been a crazy 2 years since I've done this. Got into AI art, kind of fell out of it. And then I wanted to come back to do what I loved doing. And it's watching anime. And then letting you know if I will continue. As some of you may not know, and who would listen to us for the first time, I watch episode 1 of an anime and give you the quick breakdown and make the call. Will I binge it or will I drop it? So today's episode I will be discussing is the Darwin incident. Episode 1, title Human Z. The first episode introduces Charlie, a hybrid human Z, what they call, but it's a half human, half chimpanzee. So he was created in a laboratory experiment, and he grew up with being adopted by a mother and father, and he is going to, I think, first day of high school. From my understanding, they do kind of hint that he did this, I think it once before at least. They hinted it, right? I guess it didn't work out. But now he's in high school and he's just starting that day in the first episode. As you kind of quickly learn about Charlie, he is very monotone. Talks like this. Yes, I think so. Or he just kind of, gives you blurt out, statement of how he, I guess, feels. So he starts his day and he goes in and starts his day at school. People are surprised to see a human Z for the first time. Now, they have heard about him and they are still skeptical about, I guess, just seeing him, right? I mean, how would you feel seeing a half-human chimpanzee walking, talking, very logical, very intellectual? Intellectual as a sense of how he kind of portrays himself when he has a conversation with some of the students. And I'll go into that here a little bit. But yeah, the animation, it's okay with the whole anime, which makes him feel a little bit rigid, along with the other students a little bit. But I'm not going to knock the anime down because animation. Yes, sometimes animation can make an anime not easy to watch. At least not easy to the eyeballs, right? But yeah, that's how I feel. I'll just leave it at that. It's not action. It's not supposed to be beautiful, but it's okay. It's there. It does justice. So he goes in, everybody's going crazy about him coming to school, and it kind of cuts, the kids are going, their teenagers are going like, oh my gosh, there's a human Z, he's so cute. Or, oh, what's he doing here? I wonder, he's kind of a weirdo, right? But yeah, it's a little different. First day, and it doesn't help that it's the first day of school, right? It's already hard enough for him. He's already kind of socially awkward, as in like a very high intelligence social awkwardness, right? But yeah, I'll discuss later. So he goes in, and they go through the whole spill of him walking in, everybody saying hi, oh my god. And now we are in school. There's a cat, kind of random, who is stuck in a tree. And everybody's, oh my god, the cat, it's stuck in a tree. What are we gonna do? And everybody, oh, let's go get her. Let's call the fire department. And there's some random girl, her name's Lucy, and she's an honor student. And she climbs up the tree because the cat's scared, won't come down. So she climbs it up like she does fairly well, right? And she goes in and she gets a cat. Something happens, the limb break, and all of a sudden, well, let me go back a little bit. So she's getting the cat falls almost. She grabs it. They zoom Charlie in a classroom. They zoom into Charlie, who's in class, and he has what it looks like super hearing capability, right? And he hears the limb and about to break, and he hears it, and he's already. You can see when the camera zooms in on him, he's anticipating something's going to happen. So all of a sudden, you hear the limb break while Lucy is holding the cat, and they just start to fall. Now Charlie hears it, gets out of his shoes, run, and I'll say this: the classroom, he's in second floor, and he is like, God, I want to say like maybe 500-600 feet from this, but he hears it. He gets up real quick, gets his shoes off real quick, busts out the window, and saves Lucy and this cat. That's nuts. Like, he's like got super human speed. He's got super strength. It was cool, right? That was, oh man, that's kind of like something taking a page out of the comics, right? But it's not a comic book. I will say that part is really cool. That how they had him, because no one knows what he can do, or if he's strong or not, right? Generally, chimpanzees for their species, I think they are fairly strong, but I don't know much about chimpanzees, you know. But yeah, so they do that, and he grabs him. He grabs Lucy with his one foot and the cat with the other, and holding onto the tree with one arm. And then he finally swings him up, and he saves the day, right? So we go 5 minutes later into a cafeteria scene where they're going in and getting food, right? So Charlie is going in, he's eating his food, he's at a cafeteria table, and then we have Lucy comes in and says, oh, I want to be your friend. I'll just summarize it. Oh, I want to be your friend. I have a question for you. And she goes into saying, or asking him, do you ever think about how you feel to be, oh God, I can't remember. But it goes into a question of how one perceives how one would be or act, or how they would feel, and he turns a question on her. It was kind of interesting because you kind of start to see how he acts. He's very intellectual, he's very logical, he thinks, and his perception is outside of the box thinking, in a sense, and that's pretty cool to see. And then all of a sudden we have this jerk, kind of like, I wouldn't say a jock because he didn't even portray him as a jock, but just a straight up jerk, and trying to push Charlie around, get under his skin, kind of first day. We all dealt with those, a-holes, right? Who just gets jealous because they're not the intention anymore. And yeah, it's just, he's just a jerk, straight up jerk. And then he goes and poses question to Charlie. He asks, if a diseased, dangerous mouse threatened him, and would he dispose? They go in and say something a little more drastic, and I'm not going to go into it, but basically, would you dispose of the mouse very, very violently? Okay, I'm not going to say what they said because it might trigger some people. Just, I guess, it's a fair warning. When you watch this, you'll see there's a very violent trigger that might bother people. Okay. It's dealing with, I'll just say, like a gun, but I'll stop there. But yeah, so the whole deal with this too is that he portrays himself as Charlie portrays himself as a vegan. It's not really his choice. It's more of how his parents are. He's not a vegan by choice. He's vegan by his parents, what they do. So he would go in. So this is the reason why the jerk posed this question, as if a diseased mouse came in and was going to bite him, right? Charlie says he would dispose of the rat or mouse, sorry. And this kind of poses another question as to, he goes on, you're supposed to be a vegan. You're supposed to have the right, you're supposed to feel, the same about everybody, or not, or you're supposed to support animal because you're vegan, right? I'm sorry, I don't know the whole vegan thing, but I think vegan is where they go in and they don't eat meat because they don't want to, I think, hurt the animal. I forget, but I think it's around that. I apologize. I'm not really good with that kind of stuff. But yeah, so he goes in and he tells him, yeah, I will get rid of the rat. And then the jerk goes in and says, well, that's not, you're supposed to be vegan. You're supposed to, love animal life. You're supposed to, you wouldn't do that. And there's some kind of, some of the other students say, that's, I would let the rat bite me and then go to hospital and get a vaccine. I'm like, yeah, that, if they can do that, right? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's what the whole thing is. And then all of a sudden, whenever the jerk, I forget his name, he walks away, but Charlie goes and says, if you had the disease, I would have disposed of you too. And then it starts the whole, what? And then people kind of start, that's dark. That's not right. I don't know, it just kind of poses a odd, weird question. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. And also, toward the end, this is how you kind of, not toward the end, but around these conversations, you kind of really do see how Charlie thinks. He's very logical in a sense. He's kind of thinking, okay, why would I let you hurt me when you have the dangerous disease? My thought process, I would dispose of you, because the problem is if you go down to someone who has a virus and it's a potential to wipe out humankind, right? You kind of go to as, okay, one person down, save humanity, or do I play Mr. Nice Guy and you bite me, then I bite somebody else, and the whole world is at risk with this dangerous disease that no one can cure. So would you put that either animal, and I'm probably going a little too far into this, but would you put the animal down? If I'm not talking about humans, but just an animal down so it would prevent this virus. I mean, you can't, that's the reason why he's thinking this, right? It's very deep, very subtle, but deep. And you kind of start to see how Charlie acts, way his mind just thinks. And I do not condone violence. I do not condone things. These are just hypothetical and the worst case scenario, but that just gives you the sense of who he is. I'm not agreeing that what they were saying is right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the scenario. So with this, I kind of digging how Charlie is. When he talks, he gives like a very 6-word answer, and it's very straightforward, very monotone, and that's what gives people kind of the creepiness behind him because of how he acts. Now, is that good or bad? I don't know. I mean, I'm a social awkwardly guy anyways. I would just take him as is, but in today's world, that would really make people unsettled on if you talk like that all the time to them, right? And especially in almost a cold-hearted way. Very cold. But the thing is, I mean, it just shows that he doesn't have any fluff. He's not going to BS you. It's just he's going to tell you how he sees it logically. And that's what my brain goes to. I do like that part of him. But I can see how it can be unnerving for a lot of people, right? And I don't know. I would love to find, like, if we had a real humanity, I would love to just have a conversation. You know, I'll have a conversation. I'm getting my sound kind of weird, but sometimes, you know, with AI at times, and I like you just get these weird, you know, conversations that could go on with talking to ChatGPT or Claude. You know, it's just to me, that's those kind of conversations are interesting to get a different perception of how someone feels. But yeah, so that's kind of it. And it ends with him ending school, and it ends with a scene when his mom's picking him up, and he sees a spider where he sees a butterfly caught in a spider's web. And he saves the butterfly from the spider, you know, getting to it in its web. And that's kind of different. And kind of like he's thinking, okay, well, he's going to grab the butterfly and set it free. You think, oh, he did something good. Okay, cool. Now you kind of see his thought process, but at least you think so. So the mom picks him up, and she's, oh, hey, honey, did you have a good day? How was your day? He was like, what do you mean, how? Because, you know, his brain, right? Things works differently than ours. And she's, you know, how did it go? You know, he said, it went good. He told, and also he reverts back to the scene of him taking the butterfly. But you would think, at least me being, you know, half glass full, kind of, you know, positive thinking. When he responds, what he says next is, oh, I took the food away from a spider. I was like, what? He wasn't thinking just about saving him. He was just, no, what makes you think, was he actually saving the butterfly? Or was he doing something kind of mischievous to the spider? Say, oh, I took away your food. And, you know, then that. I don't know, it's very interesting. And how they handled this particular, you know, I don't know anything about it. I think it's a manga, or maybe a light novel. I'm not for sure. But it looked interesting. The whole feel of the show, it looked interesting. I saw it's on Prime Video right now. I think it's exclusive to Prime Video currently. But it looks, it feels different. I haven't seen this type of anime. I feel like I've seen, you know, the shonen, you know, the hero, the adventure series, isekai, you know, good, you know, slice of life, you know. But this is a little different, and it has me kind of intrigued. It was a little boring, as in the pace. It felt a little high school-y, you know, how, you know, the stereotypical popular kids and the new kid and a straight honor, you know, a high honors person, or a kid, right? Teenager. It kind of gave me those vibes, and I get why they were doing that. It's a stereotypical, and it's also based in a rural, or like saying it's in Missouri, you know, a very rural high school where, you know, small town, nothing kind of crazy goes on, I guess. But yeah, I didn't touch on, there is a kind of a terrorist group called Animal Liberation Alliance. They refer to them as ALA. They are one who, how can I say this? They are a group that supports human rights, very pro, not human rights, very pro animal rights, very pro animal rights. They are higher than humans' lives in a sense. And they go and they just kind of do crazy things to set animals free. Now, I'm all for, having animals have the freedom and not be locked up and not be tested on. I'm all for that, but not to this extreme, right? And also don't think well, I don't know. I'm not going to a debate. I'm just not. But yeah, so they are a very tyrannical terrorist group. That's what they are. And toward the end, they go into, the ALA is reborn, and their next target is Charlie. And they said, it's been 15 years. Well, Charlie's 15. In the beginning of the episode, ALA set him free. And when they did, Charlie was, I guess it doesn't go into the backstory, but the show does say that he's adopted by, his parents. I don't know when, I don't know how, but he was adopted. I'm sure later on in the series, it explains. This series has started back in January, and it's of this year. And it's still currently running, I think, I don't know what episode on. It could be ended by now. But yeah, it's still running, I believe. Okay, so here it comes. Will HMG continue? I'm a bit torn on this. I like the concept. I like the character of Charlie. I like how he kind of shows at least it feels like he's highly intelligent. He uses logic over, feeling. But he's very uninteresting at the same time that he's very monotone. He talks like this. He says, I like it. I don't like it. Kind of stuff like this, right? And that's kind of, it's okay. But I'm sure his character kind of develops, I'm assuming, in the next episodes. But with everything that gone on, with him saving Lucy, the cat, how his debate goes with that jerk, I don't know. I'm going to say yes, because I'm kind of invested in Charlie a little bit, just because I'm curious as how he's going to grow, or how he interacts with other people in the series. Are people rejecting him? Are people accepting him? Are people just there and they're like, oh, there's that human Z walking around again, and they're just whatever, right? I'm curious. And so I will be continuing this. I was on the fence, but as I'm talking to myself, because before I didn't think I was going to actually continue, but with this, talking through it in the podcast, I'm going to continue. So yeah, that's that. Well, welcome. Well, everybody, that's it. Thank you for those who've listened, and I am happy to be doing this again. I will be having future guests. I've already asked a handful of people, and I'm excited to get this ball running and get this. I don't know. I missed it, guys. I needed this. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great day, evening, night, wherever the case may be. Thank you for tuning in to Will I Continue. Have a good one, y'all.